We got Joey KO, Mixed Martial Mike, and Hammerhead Heck is in the building. How you guys feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. Man, Heck is apparently a tongue twister for you, but it's great talking to you, man. How you doing, Heck?
We good here, B. What's going on?
The topic that's at hand today is about who truly is the best welterweight between Usman and GSP. As it stands right now, Usman has won 14 straight fights in the UFC. Pretty impressive. He's behind two men, which is Anderson Silva and Mighty Mouse, who are ahead of him on that streak. But when it comes to overall world title wins, GSP is ahead of him. I think GSP had a record of 20 wins and 2 losses in the UFC. So we're not talking about the overall record. We're talking about their UFC record, which is what really matters the most when you're talking about who's the best. So Usman is 14-0 in the UFC, GSP 20-2 in the UFC. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not.
I'm pretty sure you are wrong just because of who you are.
Bang, bang, bang.
We're looking at title defenses, right? I think that's going to be the most interesting part of the discussion because as we all know, MMA is such a young sport. I'm the youngest one here. I'm at 28 and I'm older than the UFC. So the UFC is growing at a rapid pace. And I don't just mean as a business, I mean as the fighters. They're evolving every day. So the fighters that Usman is fighting today, skill for skill, are better than the fighters that GSP fought, skill for skill. But GSP has 9 title defenses and he's fought legendary guys. He avenged his loss to Matt Hughes, avenged his loss to Matt Serra. So people who are named Matt, GSP can't fuck with. But everybody besides that, he could beat.
Marty Fake Newsman
has never
He
lost.
dominated them too, though. He dominated the Mets.
But heck, what are you thinking? What's your thought process?
Looking at it right now, you got GSP, he's 39. Usman is 33. There's a 6-year gap there.
If I'm not mistaken, Usman is 34.
He's 33, bro. According to his birth certificate, he's 33.
Fair enough. Can't argue with the birth certificate.
According to the birth certificate. What, man, he's 33.
Wow, look at this Republican. Now he's gonna fucking deny Usman's birth certificate? What a guy.
I'm not gonna ask for his birth certificate like Trump.
I'll get you a copy of that.
My
Let
bad.
me answer your question because you done
Yeah.
fucking cut me off too.
I'm about to answer the question that I asked you. Go ahead.
Word. I think the quality of fighters that GSP done fought, defended, and took the belt from. Because remember, his last fight was as a fucking middleweight.
Yep, against Bisping.
He fought Michael Bisping and then just disappeared into the night.
Well, he got
Did that.
sick. He ended up getting sick and forfeited the title.
I know. And again, disappeared into the night. But Usman is pretty fucking active for a 33-year-old because he's fighting at a pace of 2 to 3 fights a year.
Definitely been active as a champion, and I think that helps him continue to beat these other guys that are not active. Like Kobe, he probably fought 3 times in the last 5 years. To get the title shot, he beat a man who was on a losing streak and Robbie Lawler. And then now to stay active, he beat a Woodley who's also on a losing streak. So he's kind of kept himself at the number 1 position without beating the very top contenders, I feel.
Every name you just mentioned, it's not a scrub either. Like you said,
No,
Robbie
no.
Lawler, that's not a scrub.
No,
And
but
neither
it's
is Woodley.
just a known fact that both the wins that he got in the last 5 years have been against guys who was on the losing streak, who was at the end of their career, obviously. Woodley's not even in the UFC, and I don't think Lawler is either. I think they
Fair
both
enough.
got cut.
Lawler, he has a fight coming up.
For sure.
It's almost questionable that he deserves this title shot, but I felt like he deserved it more than Masvidal, so I can't complain. And the first fight was such a classic battle that fight has to happen. So I get it. I'm not complaining. I don't think that those victories are beneficial to him when it comes to this rematch with Usman. He should have been as active as Usman, fighting better opposition. I think that would have helped him have a better shot. I think Usman wins this rematch.
Like Heck said, Usman's been pretty active for a 33-year-old guy, so he's beating up everybody. Kobe don't got nobody to fight. Kobe just waiting.
Kobe could have fought Wonder Boy. He could have fought a bunch of guys at that division, actually. Woodley just lost to another guy. What's his name? The Brazilian that beat Woodley in his last fight?
Oh, you're talking about Vicente Luque. I think Vicente Luque
Yeah.
was the one that just beat Woodley. So now Woodley's losing the guys that Jose could could never pronounce it. You gave him 3 hours to pronounce
Yeah.
the name. Is there anyone else we could throw into the hat? Is it pretty unanimous that Usman is number 2? Has he surpassed Matt Hughes?
Here's the thing, bro. I'm gonna run you through GSP's resume real quick.
Yep.
Great resume.
Check it out. Michael Bisping, Johnny Hendricks, Nick Diaz, Carlos Condit, Jake Shields, Josh Koscheck, Dan Hardy, John Fitch, Matt Serra, Matt Hughes, Josh Koscheck,
Yep.
John Shirk, Frank Trigg, Jason Miller, Dave Strasser, Jay Heron, Carol Parisian, Pete Sprott, and a bunch of other no names.
And to be clear, he beat these guys in the middle of their careers when they were beasts. All these guys, Josh Koscheck, now people don't give him the respect that he deserves. But when he beat him, he deserved both title shots. He beat him the first time, and he earned another title shot because he kept knocking people out. And
Koscheck was legit. He was definitely
Koscheck was legit.
Back to Usman.
Let's hear Usman's. Yeah, I would like to hear that.
GSP, half of his wins are by decision.
not a big knockout guy.
Yeah.
Even though he started out knocking people out.
Hold on, now, if we go back to Usman, this dude is out here knocking people from left and right.
Yeah.
And finishing. Like, look, TKO. Bro, this is a wrestler that the majority of his wins are TKO punches. That's Usman, by the way.
Give me his last 5 fights.
Jorge Masvidal, knockout punches. Gilbert Burns, TKO punches. Colby Covington,
punches.
TKO punches.
Broke his jaw.
Sergio Moraes, KO punches. Marcus Hicks, TKO punches. Lenny Lovato, TKO punches. Steven Rodriguez, TKO punches. Now this is from Legacy FC.
Who are we talking about?
Yeah, I was about to say. No. Stay just ringing the bell.
He only has 5 submission wins. This is a guy that has twice as many finishes as GSP.
And less fights.
Usman, if you just looked at him, right? Especially the night of the fight. He looks like a middleweight. Just open your eyes. He looks like a middleweight. Doesn't look like a welterweight.
He's jacked, yeah.
Look at his shoulders. Look at his neck, his head, his back.
My neck and my back. Oh.
Everything screams middleweight.
If we talking about who looks like the best middleweight, then it's gonna be Usman because he looks like a fucking monster.
What about that guy in the thong that Dana White banged?
I don't know. Overall, when I look at it and I look at both these guys' records, I like Usman. I just don't think he's quite ahead of GSP. I think GSP being a double weight champion, being that he had 12 championship wins overall, he beat a who's who. I think GSP should still be considered the best ever.
You got to remember too, GSP is 6 years ahead. Usman just got the belt 2 years ago.
Yeah, Usman got time to continue. He might be able to do it.
While your boy got the belt, GSP never had to deal with COVID.
COVID-19.
But you can't use that against GSP.
COVID.
During COVID, there were people dropping out left and right, like as far as
No, Usman, to me, you get absolute credit for stepping up and being a consistent champion. And if Usman just continues this pace, he will get there. But what I was trying to get to was that GSP is a small welterweight. Usman is a welterweight that clearly can make middleweight. Eventually, he probably does. So will he pass GSP if he continues to rack up these defenses and then goes up to middleweight and beats the undisputed champion, not named Michael Bisping? Because I feel like some people, not me, I've always loved Michael Bisping, still do, one of my favorite fighters of all time. But I feel like a lot of people looked at that win as like, he picked on Michael Bisping. He made that as a specific fighter he could beat at that weight. If Usman goes to middleweight, he still has a chance to diversify his career. So I feel like Usman is way closer to GSP than Woodley. Remember when they was trying to say Woodley was close? No. So GSP is still number 1 in my opinion, but Usman has a path to get there. He definitely does.
Usman has still time and he might be able to surpass GSP. How about you, Hector?
Yeah, I think this is unanimous as far as Usman being on the path. He's not necessarily like at the end of the line on that one yet.
It's not easy. I mean, Usman has 5 world championship victories right now with 4 defenses. GSP got 12. That's 7 more wins at this level that he would have to do to tie.
I think people will even laugh at the fact that Jorge Masvidal has over 16 losses. Has GSP fought somebody with that many losses? I remember
You're kind of sounding like a casual right now, and I got to stop you there because you got to remember that Masvidal.
You always sound like a casual.
So you can't. We're not judging fighters on their records. That don't mean nothing.
If you got 16 losses, dog, that means something. That means something.
He also
16?
had over 50 fights. 50.
Yeah. You call him a journeyman to start the video.
I didn't call him that. I said that's what Kobe said.
Oh, that's true. That he did call
Kobe was calling him a journeyman. He's not a journeyman. He's a fucking star, and there's a reason why he's a star.
Yes, well, I'm trying to say GSP beat Thiago Alves. He beat Dan Hardy, two guys that people were scared of when GSP fought him, and GSP made them both look like
bad example, Michael, because both those victories were to the judges.
You gotta watch the fights.
No, I remember.
That Dan Hardy fight, he almost finished them like 3 times.
I remember.
Yo, Dan Hardy wouldn't tap. I remember he would not tap.
I remember that. Usman is just dominating. Like if you look at the W's for Usman versus the W's of GSP, like it's totally one-sided. You feel me?
Well, Usman is number 2 pound for pound right now. They gave the pound for pound to none other than Bones Jones, who doesn't get knockouts, by the way, but is still the pound for pound in the world right now. So I don't know if knockouts means that you're better, but it's definitely more impressive to win by knockout than win a decision. And GSP was dominating these guys without necessarily knocking people out. I think he had maybe 3 or 4 knockouts in his career.
I got 5 here. Yeah.
5, yeah, look at that. So
yeah,
he did stop with strikes a guy that nobody thought he would, and that's Bisping at 185 pounds.
And if you look at GSP right now, you got that brand new haircut. He don't look no 39, whatever age he is. So he can still fight if he wants to.
You guys like him in the what is it? The Falcon
Winter Soldier?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, yeah. He was in episodes 1, 5, and 6. So he's a straight up actor. He's a beast, bro. GSP is talented. He retired and he's still fighting, but now he's fighting Captain America and Falcon. Well, he's actually fought the white Captain America and the black Captain America, so he's not racist at all. He'd kick anybody's ass.
Giving it to everybody, bro.
But yeah, guys, man, you let us know who your guy is. Is it Usman? Is it GSP? Do you have somebody else? Some people might say Royce Gracie is the greatest welterweight, even though technically he never fought at welterweight until he came back and lost to Matt Hughes. And he was around 180 pounds for most of his fights, which is not welterweight. So give us your take. Who you got as the best welterweight of all time?
Comment, like, subscribe.
If not, Usman's gonna hit you with the straight right.